Warriors, rise! Cyber attacks on their way. Remember, where do you hide something? In plain sight. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, warriors, before you get started, join our private Warrior Academy, where we're all starting together on January 3rd, 2022, to all work together to get our shit together. We have a private Warrior Academy, access to my portfolio, exit strategy, 120-day challenge, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation. There is nothing like it that brings a community together so we can rise together, warriors. Click the description down below to check it out and get all the details on our private Warrior Academy. All right, warriors, so we're going to kick it off. Now, one thing I want to share with you guys is, remember, there is nothing to fear other than fear itself. The current paradigm that you are living within your current reality is a manifestation of your thoughts, actions, and behaviors up to this point. So if you decide to be fearful of the things I'm telling you, you will live a fearful life. I am telling you this to prepare you mentally so you can protect your family, so you can raise your vibration as high as possible and track the very thing that you want. These are not fear tactics. These are education tactics to show you the system that you've been indoctrinated into. This is nothing new under the sun. Okay. I'm not doing this for clicks or likes or comments. I'm doing this to prepare you mentally to understand that you are already rich, that you are already healthy, you are already wealthy, and you're a pure vibrational being. And the higher you raise your internal vibration, the better your reality will be. It doesn't matter what happens within the physical reality, because what you're seeing in your physical reality is a manifestation of your fear or your love or your abundance that you feel inside. So the things that I show you are just to prepare you, because they hide it in plain sight, warriors. So what I'm going to show you is how a long time ago, they already prepared us for the C word, for the pandemic. And as you look this way, there's a whole nother narrative happening this way. So we're going to watch this video. Let's go back. I think this video is from 2015. Okay. So we're going to watch this video from 2015. And then we're going to watch the videos that they're preparing you for the next cyber attack. Okay. So they let you know what's coming. So you may as well raise your vibration as high as possible, prepare your family, get ready for the biggest shift in generational wealth and the biggest shift in your financial history. You can get prepared for this, warriors. Nothing to fear. Check this out.
When I was a kid, the disaster we worried about most was a nuclear war. That's why we had a barrel like this down in our basement, filled with cans of food and water. When the nuclear attack came, we were supposed to go downstairs, hunker down, and eat out of that barrel. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes. Is that we have invested a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we've actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic. We're not ready for the next epidemic. Let's look at Ebola. I'm sure all of you read about it in the newspaper. Lots of tough challenges. I followed it carefully through the case analysis tools we use to track polio eradication. And as you look at what went on, the problem wasn't that there was a system that didn't work well enough. The problem was that we didn't have a system at all. In fact, there are some pretty obvious key missing pieces. We didn't have a group of epidemiologists ready to go who would have gone, seen what the disease was, see how far it had spread. The case reports came in on paper. It was very delayed before they were put online, and they were extremely inaccurate. We didn't have a medical team ready to go.
Okay, so I wanted you to see it up to that point. Did you notice what he predicted programmed to you? The switch to blockchain, to technology, to putting everything online so that we can move quicker and more efficiently to solve these problems. Okay, so think about that for just a moment. He told us in 2015 that we are moving to a new quantum system, quantum financial, quantum medical, quantum what do you call it, real estate, everything, the metaverse. He prepared us that it was coming. Okay, so now this is important. This is March 13th 2020, but I want you to watch this. Okay, this is in March 13th 2020. We ran a massive viral pandemic simulation. Here's what we learned from managing the C word. This is from the World Economic Forum, but this is in 2019, Warriors. 2019, they ran this. Watch this. Okay, it says last October, we ran a massive simulation on a viral disease outbreak. This is what we learned. October 2019. This was posted in March 2020. Experts long have warned about the threat of a global pandemic. Bill Gates warned you in 2015. And the governments and organizations have tried to plan for one. So in October 2019, we ran a simulation in New York called Event 201.
These epidemic events are getting more and more disruptive to health and to economy. And the reason we called it Event 201 is we knew eventually one of those days, one of those events would be the big one. And that big one would really challenge our capacity to respond. And to respond to the big one, we do need to have all hands on deck.
Okay, so our ability to respond. Okay, Bill Gates said the exact same thing. That's how they move the masses. It says organizers invented a disease. Mocked up news reports reported the efforts of the outbreak, with the public encouraged to join via virtual forum. So what they do right there is they were encouraged to join virtual. They're letting you know, put it in plain sight. We already told you about this.
Are confronted by a hypothetical scenario that presents to them the challenges of a response. So we will say, here's a hypothetical disease outbreak. This is the way it might be evolving. And these are some of the challenges that you'll see that you'll have to address to address the disruptions that you're seeing to your healthcare system or to your organization.
As leaders from the business, governments, and healthcare came together to respond to a real-time hypothetical scenario. Why do they highlight hypothetical? The issue, decisions, and consequences were analyzed. Those are all highlighted. Issues, decisions, consequences. Issues, decisions, consequences. Problem, reaction, solution. And the results were revealing.
All stakeholders realized pretty quickly just how underprepared we are and just how much is possible when we work together. And that the individual actions of any government or company won't add up to a proper global response. I think if we're honest with ourselves, collectively, the international community has never done enough to respond to global health security challenges. That we knew before COVID that the world was underprepared for biological risk.
We knew before COVID that they were prepared for a biological risk. They told us it was coming, Warriors. Participants agreed on a need to focus on the widespread impact, which is highlighted on the people's lives. Wide-ranging impact, excuse me. And the role for businesses to protect jobs, health, and the economy. Protect jobs, health, and economy is highlighted.
When we walked into the room in New York, if you would have asked, do you think the world is prepared for a pandemic? I think everyone around that table would have said no. But it's when they walked out, I think it's when we really knew that if we are going to get ready, we need to have operationalized and integrated public-private cooperation that we haven't seen before.
Now the response is being tested in real life. The WHO has labeled the C word as a pandemic. All stakeholders are mobilized to protect lives and livelihood. It's to protect you, warriors. Look at the, whoa. Is that the Roman Colosseum? Is that the Roman Colosseum? Think about that. What did they do in the Roman days? They put everybody in the Colosseum. They had them focused on something else. Is that the Roman Colosseum? And threat and treat those affected. That is the Roman Colosseum, isn't it? They put us all in a Roman Colosseum back in the days, and then Rome fell overnight. We have launched the C Word action platform together with the WHO, the welcome, trust, and of hundreds of companies. To galvanize, keyword, global business community for collective action. Protect livelihoods, highlighted, and facilitate business continuity. This is to change your whole system. And mobilize cooperation and the support of C-word response. That's the World Economic Forum. That was posted in March 2020 after it was done in 2019 October. Here's the timeline for C-word development 2020. This was updated on January 1st, 2020. January 9th, WHO announced mysterious C-word related to pneumonia in Wuhan, China. January 20th, CDC says 3 U.S. airports will be screened for C-word. January 21st, CDC confirms first U.S. C-word case. January 21st, Chinese scientists confirm C-word as human transmission. January 23rd, Yuan now under quarantine. January 31st, WHO issues global health emergency. February 2nd, global air travel is restricted. February 3rd, U.S. declares public health emergency. February 10th, C-word, China's C-word death exceeds those of SARS crisis. February 25th, CDC says C-word is heading towards pandemic status. March 6th, passengers of California cruise ship test positive. March 11th, WHO declares C-word. March 13th, Trump declares C-word national emergency. March 13th, travel ban on non-U.S. citizens traveling from Europe goes into effect. And it goes on and on. This video was released in March 13th, 2020, right after travel ban on non-U.S. citizens traveled from Europe. Okay. This is Klaus Schwab's book, the head of the World Economic Forum, his book, The COVID-19, The Great Reset. Okay. The COVID-19 Great Reset. If you hit F4, you type in cyber attack. I did it yesterday. It came up. Oh, it's somewhere in here. Cyber. Bear with me. I do this live here. Oh, can't find it. Anyways, in here it talks about the cyber attack. I do this stuff live. I don't edit my videos. Just read through his book. It'll trip you out. You can actually get this PDF online. I highly recommend you read his whole book. He talks about cyber attacks in here. He talks about changes in insurance and healthcare systems. Okay. So here we go. Now they're letting you know what's next.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack. Which
notice the date, July 8th. They warned us in October 2019. Here's July 8, 2020, and I'm going to show you what's going on right now.
Would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Okay, there you go. He told you what's up. Okay, exclusive IMF. 10 countries simulate cyber attack on global financial system. December 9th, 2021. Okay, so they prepared us on October 2019, right? We're all sitting there in the holidays, relaxing, and boom, we wake up January 2021 and all this shit hits the fan. So now we're going to go into our Christmas, our materialism, and forget about all this stuff as they prepare us for a new cyber attack as we head into January 2022. Now, this is pretty disturbing. I want you to watch this.
GM still gets the...
So I want you to watch this. This is Nikola Tesla talking about our preparedness, about the new infrastructure bill.
$7,500 tax credit. So all of our sales this year and I think last year were had nothing to do with the tax credit because we were no longer eligible because we've made so many electric cars. Tesla's made roughly 2/3 of all the electric cars in the United States. I'm not sure if most people are aware of that. So Tesla's made basically twice as many electric vehicles as the rest of industry combined. And we don't need the $7,500 tax credit. I would say, honestly, I would just can this whole bill. Don't pass it. That's my recommendation.
What about the support though for the charging network? I mean, there are parts of this bill and no.
No, I mean, do we need support for gas stations? We don't. So there's no need for this for support for a charging network. I would delete it. Delete.
Okay, all right.
I'm literally saying get rid of all subsidies. But also for oil and gas.
The reason why he's saying that, Warrior, is because the subsidies don't benefit us. They benefit the large oil, gas companies, Ford Motor Company. Tesla has created technology. He doesn't need the charging station. He doesn't need the $75,000 or $7,500 tax credit. These are for big companies, not for you, Warriors. Poor people pay taxes.
Yes.
If you think about also how this affects your competitors, is that impact how some of your view on this?
I mean, maybe they need it. I don't know. But I think just generally, I'm in favor of deleting subsidies. I mean, when we started Tesla, there were no EV subsidies at all, and gasoline was super cheap. We did not anticipate any subsidies. That came later, and that came the $7,500 tax credit came as a result not of Tesla activity, but of General Motors lobbying for it. I would just say just delete them all.
Right.
That was key right there. So you got to pay attention to what they're saying, Warriors. He said the subsidies didn't come for Tesla. They came for Ford and General Motors. These are the large companies that are controlling your economy, Warriors. And I just wanted to show you. So be careful with your, and this is not a scare tactic, Warriors. If they shut down the financial system, just like the C word, it's to move us into a new quantum financial system, to get us running on the blockchain, to create a CBDC, because the problem, whoever creates a problem, creates a reaction, creates a solution. It's nothing to worry about. But you want to make sure the exchanges you're on are protected. You should always have your cryptocurrency on a hard wallet. We all know that, right? But if you look at cybersecurity, you look at these companies like crypto.com, Kraken, you want to look at your exchanges you're on and make sure that they're holding it on a cold wallet. So if you look at crypto.com, they actually hold the cryptocurrency, your cryptocurrency, on a hard wallet, okay? You look at Kraken, they actually hold your cryptocurrency on a hard wallet. So these are important things to look at with your exchanges. Okay, now, Warriors, this is not a fear tactic. This is to prepare you mentally. You are already rich. You are already wealthy. You are already healthy. You are already abundant. But if you were prepared mentally, you can keep yourself in a high vibration so you can continue to attract the very things that you want. That's what made me financially free. I'm already wealthy. I'm already healthy. It doesn't matter what happens within the physical reality. Within my reality, I am rich. I am abundant, as are you. So if you want help preparing, click the link down below. Join the best high vibration community in the world, and we will guide you into this quantum financial system. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.